Propagation of sound. In this lesson, we are going to learn the propagation of sound. Sound needs a medium for propagation. Let us study how the sound travels. Activity. Take a tub. Fill it with clean water. Take a small bell in one hand. Shake this bell inside the water to produce sound. Make sure that the bell does not touch the body of the tub. If we place our ear gently on the water surface, but be careful, water should not enter in your ear. We can hear the sound of the bell. This indicates that sound can travel through liquids. Let us find out if sound can travel through solids also. Activity. Take a meter scale and hold its one end to your ear. Ask your friend to gently scratch or tap the other end of the scale. We can hear the sound of the scratch. The substance through which sound travels is called the medium. Air is one medium through which sound travels. Activity. Take a 25 to 30 meter length of cotton string. Fix each end of the string to the center of the base of an empty paper cup through holes made it in their bases. This is your telephone. Now, tell your friend to hold one cup to his ear.
Pull the string tight and taut.
Hold the other cup to your mouth and speak into it softly. He will easily hear what you say. The paper cup vibrates when you speak. These vibrations travel through the string to the other cup and that cup too vibrates. That is how your friend can hear you. Besides, the cup is cone-shaped and this helps to amplify the sound. If you wish to hear better than this, use a wet string. Your voice will be heard more clearly. If the string breaks and you knot it together, the telephone does not work anymore because the vibrations are not propagated. This tells us that the string is also a medium through which sound travels. Let us try an experiment to see if sound can travel in vacuum. Take an airtight bell jar and insert an electric bell in it. Connect the bell jar to the vacuum pump. Turn on the switch. You can hear the sound. Slowly withdraw air out of the bell jar. Turn on the switch. Now when all the air is sucked out, will you hear the bell ring? This demonstration was to prove the point that sound needs a medium to travel. Sound cannot travel in vacuum. A medium is necessary for the propagation of sound. Sound can be propagated through solid, liquid, as well as gaseous mediums. Sound travels faster through a liquid than through a gaseous medium and fastest through a solid medium. Activity. Blow a balloon and hold it close to your ear. Listen to the sound you make as you scratch on the balloon. Now, let the air out of the balloon and fill it with water. Scratch on it again. What difference do you notice in the sound? We see that sound is heard more clearly through water than through air. Have you ever been to a hill station? Reflection of sound. Whenever you visit a hill station, you are almost certain to find an echo point there. If you shout standing on top of a mountain, the sound is reflected back from a mountain opposite you and you hear your own shout again after some time. This is called an echo. This tells us that sound is reflected from a flat surface and travels back in the direction from which it came. Activity. Take a long, about 10 cm wide wooden plank. Place it across a table. Its width perpendicular to the surface of the table. On one side of this piece of wood, lay a plastic tube of 2 cm diameter on the table at an angle of about 30 degrees with the wood. At the end of the tube, place a watch that makes a ticking sound. Place a similar plastic tube on the other side of the piece of wood. At the point at which the 2 tubes meet, stand a flat, smooth piece of wood at right angles to the long plank. Now, put your ear to the outer end of the second tube and listen for the ticking of the clock. Vary the angle this tube makes with the long piece of wood till you hear the ticking clearly. Note the measure of this angle. When the 2 plastic tubes makes equal angles with the piece of wood between them, the ticking can be heard most clearly. It means that sound is reflected from a flat surface. 2. When sound is reflected, the direction of the incident sound and the direction of the reflection make the same angle with the normal. Speed of sound. You have seen that the speed of sound is greater in solids than in liquids or gases. Temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound in air is about 340 meters per second. It increases as the temperature increases. We cannot compare the speed of sound with that of light. Light travels at about 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. That is, light travels at a speed which is about 10 raised to power 6 times or 1,000,000 times that of sound. You will now understand why when there is thunder and lightning, we see the flash of lightning instantaneously, but we hear the sound, that is, thunder, much later. Light travels at a speed which is about 10 raised to power 6 times or 1,000,000 times that of sound. Musical instruments. You may have attended a music concert. What are the instruments played by those accompanying a singer? We enjoy sounds from musical instruments. Musical sound is one which is pleasing to with the ear. Sound produced by a harmonium is a musical sound. The string of a sitar also gives out a musical sound. But if a musical sound becomes too loud, it would never remain melodious. In wind instruments like flute, sound is produced by blowing into them to cause vibrations in a column of air. By placing the fingers on different holes, the length of the vibrating column of air can be varied. Thus, sounds of the desired frequency can be obtained. Noise and music. Noise and music. We hear different types of sounds around us. All sounds are always not pleasing. Sounds sometimes cause discomfort to us. Some sounds are pleasant to the ear, whereas some are not. Suppose construction work is going on in our neighborhood. The sounds coming from the construction site is not at all pleasing. We never enjoy the sounds produced by horns of cars and trucks. Such unpleasant sounds are called noise. We enjoy sounds from musical instruments. Musical sound is one which is pleasing to the ear. Sound produced by a violin is a musical sound. The string of a ektara also gives out a musical sound. But if a musical sound becomes too loud, it would never remain melodious. Noise pollution. Presence of excessive or unwanted sounds in the environment is called noise pollution. Major causes of noise pollution are sounds of vehicles, explosions, machines, loudspeakers, etc. Television and transistor radio at high volumes, some kitchen appliances, desert coolers all contribute to noise pollution at home. Presence of excessive noise in the surroundings may cause many health-related problems such as lack of sleep, hypertension, that is, high blood pressure, anxiety, and many more health disorders. A person who is exposed to a loud sound continuously may get temporary or even permanent impairment of hearing. To restrict the noise pollution, we see both saying that silence or silence zone near hospitals, schools, residential buildings, etc. Several social organizations are engaged in working to reduce noise pollution. Summary: a medium is necessary for the propagation of sound. Like light, sound is also reflected. The speed of sound in air is about 340 meters per second. Noise pollution is a social problem. So that is all in this lesson, student. Life is music, so enjoy it.